Uh-oh. This is a recording of a live stream. It may contain bloopers and frequent distractions. The audio and video quality may vary. Thank you for your understanding, and please enjoy.
Rune, no pun intended, but it's in your name. Can you read these runes?
I always imagine
You don't know how I often heard that
But
bullshit.
I am maintaining a very serious
Yes,
face when I
let
say
me
that, though.
investigate. Let me see. And he walks up and, like, he doesn't touch anything. He just gets very close and investigates and, like, takes a close look at the runes.
What languages do those runes speak?
Common, Dwarven, and Elven.
Those appear to be... Actually, I'm not sure if Tamron... Do you speak Elven?
I think I do. Let me
In
double
that
check.
case, you might be able to read them as well, actually.
Yes, I speak Elvish.
Those appear to be Elven runes, actually, as you kind of further inspect them. But they are different. You had to find the right encryption. Because there were several languages. It reads folding boat.
Ooh.
Folding boat. And what was that? What was the second item that you said that I found?
You found 3 actually. One was a
The box.
smaller ornate box, yes.
Yep.
With dark wood. There is no signs of any runes or engravings on there, but within is a single piece of paper. And last but not least was what appeared to be a fan. A very ornate, long fan, about 30 or 40 centimeters.
Oh, you mean like
something
a hand fan that?
Yeah,
you
it's
would...
a hand fan that you
Gotcha.
can flip open.
Okay. Okay. Can I do a perception check on the folded piece of paper
For what?
just to see if there's anything unusual about it?
If you want to spend a short rest, you can spend some time with items to kind of get a feel for them and investigate them. That will take a slightly longer than
well.
like 6 seconds. But
Okay.
you can...
My initial gut feeling is that the runic inscription in Elvish says folding boat. Did you say?
Yes.
And I'd like to fold the paper in, leave it folded in half, and place it in
What?
water.
No. Small box?
I'm assuming this is a
No.
riddle. We might not be doing any riddles right now. I don't
Okay.
know.
No. The on the big box is written folding boat. And you can also, like, it's not a chest. It's just, it's not massive out of wood. As you like kind of look to the back, you can flip that box open, and you see some kind of garnet. Geez,
Oh, we can open the box. Okay.
it's a box. It's not a chest. That's what I'm saying. You can flip it open, and it appears to be made some kind of leathery material in there. It's like a bit plain.
I have
not
a
plain.
very crazy idea there. But I
like
think that's a
okay.
folding boat.
Sorry. Yes, so that's what I was trying to. Yeah, no, those are not connected. So you don't have to skinny dip the piece of paper.
I'm still confused. So what? Sorry, there's what?
A folding,
inside this box?
a folded up boat, like
Box?
like
Folding boat.
like a rubber boat, but like in leather because this is medieval times.
Okay.
Exactly. Thanks. Thank you for the clarification. I was lacking the words.
Oh, no,
there.
fine.
I'm sorry.
Fine. Yeah,
Are we all
I think-
clear now? Those are 3 items. You can.
Yeah, we should
write
we should
down.
take that boat. We promised someone to go underwater. We could get closer to where we need to go with that.
The Blood Hunters and Zraythas are checking out those things because they are interested in the magical kind of things and weird things. Blath, on the other hand, is staying in the room and guarding the Kenko.
Actually,
Where's
no.
my-
Someone has to stay back.
True, he's unconscious. My bad. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm just drooling in there.
So I suppose there's one.
I will
Is there
stand here.
some? Okay, you would have.
Plus, we can arm Renair because if he's gonna help us, he should have a weapon. There should be plenty of weapons on the ground.
Yeah, true. grabbed.
All right.
As you're spending some. Sorry, go ahead.
You can. Oh yeah, we can.
Oh
give him
no,
my dagger.
I'm talking about like we killed Kenku. They had weapons, so he should just be able to pick up something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He says, "Oh no, thank you." Goes over to one of the corpses and pulls out the dagger out of one of the sand guys that lie dead in the back. And he also equips himself with a rapier that's lying around. Yeah, exactly. That's what he takes. But then he's kind of guarding this Kenku. As you, Rurik, still within the room, can make an either investigation or perception check, whatever you would prefer, to kind of check out the room.
Okay, investigation or perception. Let's go for investigation then.
Slightly better.
Ooh, nice.
17, not bad. You check out the barrels and crates that are within the room, kind of open something up, taking your axe, opening them up, some crates, looking in. There's quite some shit in there. I'm not sure if you want to take something. Some of the things seem to be quite valuable. Like most of the crates and barrels are filled with equipment, apparently for equipping sellswords. So you find daggers, short swords, and light crossbows in huge amounts, as well as black uniforms, boots, leather armor, sarongs, also rations and water skins, about 50 each. But there's also 3 crates that pique your interest. One is filled with fine silk up to the top. Appears to be like a trade good. One is filled with over a dozen 10-pound metal ingots, little bars, trade bars. They're kind of rusty on the inside, but as you scratch some of them off, you know what metal is. That is, it's silver. They're still worth quite a lot. Each of them about 50 gold pieces, as far as you know. And last but not least, in one big crate, there's 4 big items in there that are wrapped in leather. As you open them up, they are all paintings, beautiful paintings in ornate frames of several landscapes, as well as one of the Dawnfather Pelor in his pose.
How heavy would that crate be with the silver ingots?
It's a slightly smaller one. As you count through them, each of them weighs like 10 pounds. So you can do the math. That's 150 pounds plus the crate. So 160, I'd say.
Would be my dwarf pass strong enough to carry that crate with silver
what's your
ingots?
strength?
My strength is 12.
So yeah, like your maximum carrying capacity. We haven't implemented variant rules by any means so far, but usually it's your strength times 15 is what you can carry.
So 12 times 15.
Still, due to you being a mountain dwarf, you kind of ignore armor, heavy armor, part of your racial, as far as I know. So yeah, you would be able to, let's say, yeah, sure, you would be able to. It would be heavy. You're like, it would slow you down, but you're still. So you're in.
Well, I would grab that box with silver ingots and kind of put it just a few feet in front of me, and then just waiting for the others from the back room to come back. And I'm just relaxing on my axe and watching that feather figure still standing there with his wings up.
Alrighty. Yeah.
Are we unable to try and resuscitate Blath? 'Cause he's still KO'd on the floor, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's stabilized. He will come back to consciousness in a few hours.
Oh, okay.
Nothing you can do right now, apart from maybe giving him a healing potion if you have one. or some healing magic.
Make sure I don't drown in my own drool. For some reason, Blath just has like a weird production of body fluids, so he drools a whole lot. He's
We'll just lay you
unconscious.
on the side, put your head down.
So yeah, you.
I'm
grab-
waterlogging the floor right now.
You grab your silver ingots, or rather bars, trade bars, and push them to the side. At that point in time, the others have finished investigating the office and come back with these things, like this big wooden box, as well as the hand fan, as well as the little ornate box, which you don't know what it is yet. Come back into the room. You see Rainier with his rapier drawn, dagger in the other hand, kind of holding him at point the Kenku at the wall. At least that's what he called it. I suppose our blood hunters could know what Kenkus are. I'm not sure if we have
I don't
rolled
think
on that
so.
last session. Do you remember?
No.
In
no.
that case,
No, we did not.
make a nature check,
Nature.
both of the blood hunters.
Gotcha.
21.
21.
And 20, nice.
You're the both kind of getting the feel, nodding to one another. Okay, you know Kenkus. Kenkus is a race of humanoids, similar to Dragonborn. Their process of creation was lost in the annals of history. But what you know is that they are unable to speak. Similar to ravens, they are only able to mimic voices and noises they heard. They have no wings, although they are feathered, looking like a bird, but they have no wings. And it was due to you rolling over 20, you know that although one isn't sure about how they ever came into being, it is said that they were able to fly at some point in time and they lost that ability. It was taken from them. And it is the only, or rather the biggest wish every Kenku has, to gain back their ability to fly.
Interesting.
It's not only they not only have the ability to mimic, it's like they can't come up to with new thoughts by themselves. That's why they can't form new words. They can only repeat. That's why they are great servants to wizards and such. They are usually not bosses by any means, leaders, but rather simple pawns in the bigger scheme.
Well, Tamron, Zraythas, Rurik, I think it's time we question this Kenku, but it will not be easy. So we have to think about our questions very carefully here.
That would be an excellent idea, if you ask me. But our little... I'm sorry. What was your name again, Sir Dwarf? You haven't
Rurik.
introduced yourselves yet. Rurik, yes. You look like a pretty grim fella. Maybe you want to help me out with that one.
Oh, gladly. And as he says that, still being spilled with guts and bloods from another Kenku he sliced in two in the previous fight, he just goes up to the bird and kind of, would try to punctuate or kind of push his axe on his chest and like fix him on the wall and look up to him and like, for whom you working?
First things first, due to you rolling a natural 20 earlier, I consider this an automatic success, because you also startled the Kenku kind of like, as you pin it to the wall, this black feathered creature, its beak, it looks at you, says in a low growling voice with orcish accent, Xanatar!
Chanatar. He looks to the group.
Does anyone know what this means?
Rune said it. It's the other... Do you call them guilds? Whatever they are. Gang? That are fighting in the streets. It's them and the Centaurum.
Indeed, it's
I remember
the
those.
Black Network, similar to the Centaurum, from what I can tell. Creature still pinned at the wall.
You work for them?
Yes.
Do you know where Floon was taken?
Yes.
Did you hear someone? Did
Will
you
you tell
hear
us?
someone say where to take him?
Give me a second.
Can we not just let him show
No.
us the way?
He would fall into our backs the moment he gets a chance. Or warn them, or do some trick like that. I don't trust this creature.
The Kenku in a thin, nasally voice says, "Tie up the pretty boy and bring him. Tie up the pretty boy in the back room, and follow the yellow signs."
Backroom, yellow signs.
No time to loot the place. Just get him to the boss.
And the sewers.
And again, in a big orcish accent, low growling, "Xanatar sends its regards."
I see.
Am I getting this right? He wants us to leave this noble behind.
What? No.
Yes, he wants us to tie him up in the back room and leave and get the other one.
No,
That's a trade-off.
no, no.
But I say we
No, no,
just
no.
take him.
He is a Kenku. They can only repeat what others said. So he is repeating what the bosses of his said.
Yes. Yes.
See?
He looks at Rune and is like,
Gentlemen, I'm not.
I think
Go
this bird is telling us that we should dwell into the sewers back there and follow just the
That's what his
signs.
boss said. So
Okay.
that's where we find Floon. But I would say, and he points at the unconscious body of Blath. We need to wait a bit and take a short rest here.
What shall we do with the federal guy?
I see it like this. And he looks at the Kenku and says, "We can't let you go, but how about you switch sides and work for us?"
Make a persuasion roll.
I'm not good at that. Maybe should have let gone someone with that idea that is better at that, but we'll see. Disadvantage. Persuasion. Yeah. 7.
No.
Freedom. Yes. Freedom.
We can't just give him his freedom.
We could hand him into the City Watch. I'm sure they will be glad to get one of the scum of the streets.
Aye. Freedom. Yes.
I say we just behead him.
I don't know. The watch that we passed earlier didn't seem to be that intelligent.
If we
to me.
can tell him this is one of Thenethas, he looks at Rhaenyra. I'm sure they are not really liked by the City Watch, right? They are known criminals.
The Xanatar Guild. Oh.
So they would apprehend him if we handed him to a guard.
I would suggest that. Yes.
No need to spill blood unnecessarily. He's not evil, he's just scum.
And the coward gave up the fight.
Since I always forget, what's your perception?
13?
All of you.
Perception.
Yeah, you have no passive perception, you're unconscious.
You're unconscious.
Shut the
Still
fuck up.
thank you for the answer.
I just want to talk.
I think it's.
No, it's 10 plus...
Or is this?
It's
Is this
14
different?
then.
Oh,
It's below
14.
your-
Yeah, it's below your skills, like it says passive wisdom.
Oh, yeah, it's literally called
hey.
passive. Oh, passive
Yeah.
wisdom brackets perception. Yeah, 14 is correct. Yeah.
So 14. What was that for you, Rurik?
10.
10. All right. So you kind of you all see as you are still interrogating the Kenko pinned to the wall. You two guys, as well as apparently, from what you can tell, Rainier, are hearing something. He asks to you expectantly, "Do you hear this?" You hear slight rattling of metal in the distance, like just like a marching order.
Yeah.
A band of people approaching. As not much later, you hear their clanking boots entering the building you are still in. You left the doors open, right? So you see about a dozen members of the City Watch entering, all with the batons of the bucklers at the ready. "Hold your ground! Drop your weapons!" Kind of approaching you and all getting closer.
Rainier, can you please negotiate here?
What do you do? Rainier is dropping his
Okay,
stuff right
I'll do so as well.
There's about a dozen people.
Seeing
approaching
how
and-
Rainier reacts, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do the same.
What about the other guys?
Can I do a sleight of hand check to stow my weapon away behind my back?
Make a sleight of hand check. Yes.
If they're gonna walk past Blath, they should probably do a dex
Ah,
saving throw
nice
for
roll
slip
there,
in
man.
the
Nice roll.
Oh my god. Rolls!
You let at least your a rapier, I'd say, is pretty difficult to hide, but you have a dagger at the ready in your behind your back.
Cool. With that safely stowed away, then I then raise my hand slowly.
I'll just use my companions, but he just puts his axe into his holder, puts the shield on the back, and kind of does the same thing as the group.
All right, you're all kind of getting.
I'm actually
pushed
wondering.
into the backside of the wall. Yeah.
I have a staff.
Well, that's an interesting scene.
Am I just gonna put it on against the wall?
You can drop it, I mean.
Depends. What do you want to do?
Would you pardon the old man from his walking stick?
Are we next to a wall?
So two of those apparently constables, members of the City Watch, I described them earlier. They wore these uniforms. Come at you and drop your
Just do it,
sword.
Zraythas.
All right, I
Or do we need the ropes in here?
can I just tell them that that's my walking staff, that it's no weapon?
You can
Oh god, let's hope it doesn't go wrong, because
if you play it out, make a persuasion roll.
I see him being beaten up soon.
Oh.
So close to being 18. Damn it.
Ha! Dragonborn, lizard, drop your weapon.
All right, I will just set it against the wall.
I'm assuming City Watch in a nice city like this walk around with health potions on them.
They are not. But as all of you are disarmed and pushed back into the back of the room, slightly apart from one another, your hear manacles click instantly after that on the Kenku's hands, and you see a few members of the watch checking out Blath's unconscious body and making sure he's not bleeding out. Which
He's
he's
just
not.
drooling a lot. Still.
A few seconds go by, then a gentleman enters the room with slow, heavy steps. Hands behind his back, kind of looking expectantly into the room. That's what he's looked like. A grim fella in his mid of his 40s, raising an eyebrow, taking in this scene.
Cool. Yeah,
what
I was
have we
gonna
here?
say, you could totally roleplay that guy, Korm. Just like shave your bottom part until your beard.
He enters the room and asks, "So what have we here? Are there more agents?
No. Independent agents trying to rescue a fella called Floon.
Make a
I'm being honest here, but okay. Okay,
Persuasion
cool.
still necessary.
Persuasion. 10.
So tell me then, truthfully, gentlemen, what has transpired here? Because it sure as hell looks like a mess to me.
Well, am I allowed to speak, sir? We were investigating where Floon went missing, and visited the skewered dragon not far from here, and found out that him and Rainier there, and he points towards Rainier, they were sprung by the Zentarum and dragged into this warehouse. But as we arrived, we were ambushed by these Kenku, and he points at the living one and the dead ones. Seems like the Cenithars, going by this little fella, ambushed the Zentarum and took Floon, while Rainier there hid in a barrel of pickled fish.
While you're talking, he is still having hands behind his back, kind of taking in the scene, looking at everything, investigating. He's like 3 of them still having the batons and butlers out, keep you at the end of the room, right? So you don't run away or anything. The others investigate and check the corpses of the Zentarum, find some markings. You appear to be telling the truth.
I have no reason to lie.
What is your name, gentleman?
My name is
What's your
Rune.
name?
Tamron Roselle at your service.
Rurik.
Rune.
And puts his makes a step
Rurik,
forward.
stay.
Head of this lovely group.
What about you, lizard? What's your name?
I am Zraythas.
And the unconscious body there.
You
That's
serve
Blath.
in a group. You belong together. And this fella on the ground
Yes.
belongs to you as well. I see.
All right.
Sir.
So he got hurt in the
Yes.
combat that ensued.
As we did all.
And then the
Unfortunate.
gentleman behind you, and he kind of takes a look, because you see Rainier's kind of hiding behind one of you, and finally then comes forth. And you see on both of their faces a look of recognition. If that isn't Rainier never ever. Son of Daggled. You see Rainier then kind of sighing and taking the stage. Oh well, might just be. How have you been doing, Lieutenant? It's been a while. Oh, come on, Eustace. Pull that stick out of your ass. You see the apparently lieutenant of the watch kind of expectantly asking him, so these people, these gentlemen, friends of yours, eh? Well, might just be, you never know. At least he tells the truth. And, well, they saved me. Killed the Kenku. You should trust him. I see. In that case, you're free to go. Still, you all seem fairly new to the city. Have you been handed out a code legal?
No,
What?
sir.
Oh, apologies. He kind of waves over and takes 2 of the watch. Come on. Get them a code legal. They are free to go. You see the others putting away their bucklers and batons, and you're receiving your first handout via Roll20.
Nice.
Let's try that out. So if you head into your journal, you should now all see a handout called Code Legal. You can check out later, but as you fly over it, those appear to be kind of like the law that is enforced in the city of city of Waterdeep. As he hands out pieces of paper, the lieutenant, still standing there,
So I hope to not see you again. But as long as you don't make any trouble, start something anyway, we shouldn't have a problem.
No, sir. We are just here to do our work. That's all.